What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to you another NBA hot topic. We're going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's been a hot topic for a long time because Westbrook became an MVP candidate. Westbrook blew some games. Then they made the trade. So they've been a hot topic because they stay getting injuries. They made a lot of trades with Dion Waiters, Enes Kanter. And now it's the playoff race. And then they lost Kevin Durant for a couple more weeks. Now they lost Serge Ibaka. They beat the Boston Celtics pretty much today. It's 5 minutes left. You never know what's going to happen. But if they do win that game, they'll be back to 8th seed in the Western Conference. And if the Pelicans win their game, they'll be back to 8th seed. So this is going to be a seesaw effect, but they're not going to be playing with Serge Ibaka. This is one of the best reasons why I made a big deal about bringing Enes Kanter is you got another big that can shoot, because Enes Kanter can shoot threes. He can shoot threes in Utah because they wanted him to be a stretch center, a stretch four, a stretch five actually, because they wanted Derek Favors to be the power forward and a low post scorer, and they need some floor spacing. So they wanted Enes Kanter to shoot threes and mid range shots, which he can do. And that's the best part about it, because now Serge Ibaka went out. Now they can play kind of like the Kendrick Perkins thing, where Enes Kanter is the stretch and Steven Adams stayed by the rim like Kendrick Perkins was doing. Like Serge Ibaka would shoot the three, and he'd shoot the mid range because Steven Adams couldn't shoot really that good, and he can't really score outside of pick and roll score. He can score in the post, but he's got to stay close to the basket. Pretty much what I'm saying. So with that being said, now with Serge Ibaka gone, they can just move Steven Adams back to his regular starting spot for defense and rebounding and scoring some layups and some finishes on the pick and roll. And now Enes Kanter can pick and pop from the three-point line, pick and pop from the mid-range, which you're going to mostly be doing. And he can still finish on the pick and roll with live alley-oops and just landing off the backboard, or just getting fouled because he's a good free throw shooter for a center. So this is one of the best reasons why I made a big deal out of bringing Enes Kanter and Brook Lopez, is because if this injury did happen, they still got Steven Adams to take that center spot, and they still got a person that can stretch out the floor for Durant and Westbrook to get to the free throw line and get to the paint and create for the shooters. Now, that injury do hurt him, because now Steven Adams don't come off the bench. Now other players going to have to step up, which is going to be good for him in the playoffs. Some people might not even be playing in the playoffs now I think about it, but you get people to step up and play harder and play more energy, and the role players get more chances to shine, like Mitch McGary, for example, because they get more minutes since Serge Ibaka out. But I want to say before I end the video that this is really taking a lot out of the OKC Thunder, because last year Westbrook got injured. Kevin Durant had to carry them all the way to the playoffs, which he did because he's a franchise player. Then Reggie Jackson was the big key player that helped that happen. Then Serge Ibaka get injured. Next you know, they're losing to Spurs in 6. Then this year Durant goes down, Westbrook goes down, and now Ibaka goes down, and now they barely in the playoff race. It's not even guaranteed that OKC gonna make the playoffs. That's why I made this video, because now we gotta think about, without Serge Ibaka, they gotta win. To me, if they win against Boston, this will give them win number 38, I believe. They'd be 38-30. Then they have to win at least 10 games out of 14. Or at least now it would be 10 out of 15 to make the playoffs, if the Pelicans don't do the same. Because if the Pelicans win 10 out of their 15, they own a tiebreaker, which means the Pelicans will be will win 48 games, and that pretty much solidify them as a playoff spot. So OKC, they got to at least win all their games, or at least win 10 of them, to even be in the conversation for making the playoffs. I believe they can win 10, but I wanted to make this video to look at their schedule. And remember, they're not playing without Ibaka, and we don't know exactly when Kevin Durant going to come. So it all falls down on Russell Westbrook and the role players. And can they step up for the next couple games? Because if they go on a losing streak and the Pelicans go on a winning streak, like the Pelicans been hot with Anthony Davis. Eric Gordon came back. He was horrible in the beginning of the season. He stepped up. And Drew Holiday haven't even been playing these last couple of games. He's coming back from injury. Ryan Anderson going to be coming back, or he came back already. And Tyree Evans been playing crazy all year too. So it's going to be a tough race. But I just wanted to look at OKC's schedule. Without Durant and without Ibaka, their next couple games is going to be tough. They got to play against Atlanta without Kyle Korver. And this is a game that's going to really make or break Westbrook because Atlanta is actually a good defensive team, and they actually can score. And Westbrook is a player that turns the ball over. In these last couple games, he's been averaging over 8 turnovers. The last game he played, he had 7 turnovers. And this team can really feed off those mistakes. That's why I said make that video. Why can you trust Westbrook? If he turns the ball, they can knock down a key three. They can get out on fast break and score. If he takes a bad shot or 2 bad shots, pull up jump shot, or go to the paint and break a layup, they can get out on fast break and punish you. And that's why it's going to hurt OKC in the playoffs if he make them kind of mistakes or shoot up a three and don't get the foul. They can get the rebound, come back and score on you. Now you down by 4 instead of 2. So when you go against the best teams, those mistakes really hurt you because they capitalize off your mistakes. So with that being said, if they beat Boston today, they gotta go against Atlanta, which is gonna be a hard game. It's winnable for because OKC talent level, but remember they don't have Durant or Ibaka as of right now. The Miami Heat, that's a trap game. That's a game that they should win, but it's not guaranteed they will win. Same with the Lakers. The Lakers is a team that can get up for you and they can upset you. They upset Golden State and teams like that. So any game in the NBA is not a given. Just because you're better than the team, just like the San Antonio Spurs lost to the New York Knicks. If you don't come out and play, you're going against NBA players. Anybody can get hot. Anybody can do anything. And somebody can get injured. Ain't no games guaranteed in the NBA. Then they are going to San Antonio Spurs. That's winnable, but it's also a game they could lose a lot by 2. And they can capitalize on Westbrook mistakes and the whole team mistakes, to be honest. And Utah Jazz, they have the #1 record in the NBA since the All-Star break. And it's because of Rudy Gobert and Gordon Hayward just been clutch, and he just been taking over offensively. But Rudy Gobert really helped them defensively because his shot blocking ability. Then the Phoenix Suns, who they just lost to because they capitalized on Westbrook. Dallas Mavericks, who they just lost to. Memphis Grizzlies, Houston, San Antonio, Sacramento, which is a trap game because DeMarcus and Rudy can get hot. Indiana Pacers, Portland Trail Blazers, who's been a little shaky these last couple games. And Minnesota, which you don't really know because Minnesota can get hot. They got a lot of offensive weapon with Peck, Kevin Martin, Andrew Wiggins, and Ricky Rubio. So none of them games are guaranteed, but they got to at least win 10 of them to even think about making the playoffs. Them games are pretty hard. I'm not saying OKC can't win them, but if you look at that schedule, OKC without Ibaka and Durant, they're going to really have to believe in themselves and play with a whole lot of confidence to win them games to be able to make the playoffs. And like I said, if they do lose Atlanta and they do lose against the Heat and then they beat the Lakers like they've been doing, and then they lose against San Antonio and beat Utah, then lose against Phoenix, they can't tie up the Pelicans. They have to go on a winning streak to guarantee they're going to make the playoffs. Because right now, they can't go win, lose, win a couple, lose a couple, because then they might not make the playoffs. Because you never know how the Pelicans going to be. And the Pelicans can too. They can go on a losing streak, and OKC can go on a winning streak. But you just want to put yourself in the best position possible, and that's winning basketball games. So OKC is going to be the toughest stretch they ever had to go through because they actually have a chance of not making the playoffs. And on top of that, they in a prime. Kevin Durant is not getting no younger. This ain't when they was with the Lakers, when they was up and coming. Everybody knew OKC was coming. Then they went to the finals. But they haven't been back in the finals since because of injuries and because of a lot of different reasons. So you just gotta be safe with it. Like I said, the injuries they've been having been very serious injuries that can affect your body, especially when you get older. So we're going to have to see if OKC can really win these games in these last 15 games they got to play, if they can win enough to make the playoffs. This is the most adversity they probably faced since the finals because they really have a chance of wasting a year at OKC because the whole goal about the playoffs is to win the NBA is to win a championship. If you don't win the championship and you're a contender, you wasted the season. And if you don't even make the playoffs, then you didn't even have a chance of even winning the championship. And that means it's definitely a wasted season. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Check out my older video. If you like this video, like my older video, subscribe. And feel free to leave video suggestions. And I will get to them videos as soon as possible. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. And thanks for the view for the new people. Peace. Let me know what you guys think in the